Welcome back to my studio. In this video I'm going to show you a few amazing products I've received from Winston's Canvases. I'll be doing an unboxing and then getting stuck into a painting. It's a large format painting, 1 meter by 1 meter, so that it's a real challenge. And large format always creates unique problems. So I'll be looking at ways that I tackled some of those, and hopefully I can give you some useful tips you can use as well with your large paintings. And then stick around to the end, because I'm going to be unboxing something really amazing to finish off this painting, something very special and what I've been looking forward to for a long time. And we're going to then have a look at a few other preparation tricks, something extra that I've used in this painting in the form of a color thumbnail painting to help isolate some of the main colors I want to use, or at the very least get me comfortable with the composition and the idea behind the painting. We're going to have a look at all of these things throughout the process and then the final painting at the end. So if you enjoy the video, please remember to hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified of more videos as I upload them week by week. And I hope to see you in the future as well. So let's get stuck in and do the first unboxing. So there we have a beautiful Belgian canvas, 1 meter by 1 meter. Pretty amazing. So I'm getting started with the painting by using a no-tan sketch and then doing a color no-tan sketch as well, using oil paint on primed watercolor paper. So I can paint straight onto the dried primer on the watercolor paper, and what I'm trying to do is just put a few more layers of thought, not just paint, but thought on my composition, a feeling for the colors that I'm going to be using. It doesn't mean that I can't change, but it does help. It helps with my confidence as well. It helps with the approach and gives me more or less a roadmap I can follow when I get stuck into the canvas. And it does help. You try it for yourself, and just a quick sketch like this goes a long way to helping you prepare for the big show. So I'm getting this composition is not from a particular photograph. It's based on paintings I have done of similar sort of scenes, and I'm using all of those references to try and get a nice sunset type painting. So these are the references or preparatory sketches that I have prepared. Let's have a look at the painting palette. Got a range of particularly warm colors, and we'll start mixing with a few piles of paint just to get things started with the blocking in. So I've got some alizarin crimson and titanium white, a bit of Indian yellow and titanium white, and I'm going to be using those in the first mixes in the sky. Then also mixing some green from ultramarine blue and cadmium yellow deep, as well as cadmium yellow lemon. Because it's a sunset, there'll be a lot of warmed up greens, so there'll be a bit of red and a bit of orange mixed in as well. Don't put too much red in, you may kill the greens off completely. Then some violets and also some darks. So the darks, make sure you don't bring any white into the blue and violet or blue and alizarin mixes, but white makes a great violet. Okay, step one is to capture the composition using charcoal on the canvas, just roughly getting in that composition, and then I start blocking in with the sky in this case, the lightest area, and then moving into the trees, which is really the largest dark mass in the painting, and develop those dark shapes, and then moving very roughly into the middle and foreground area, developing the shapes as I go, adding more color, and I'm working all over the canvas to try and get into as many areas as possible. Also working into the trees to get more light through those trees and some transparency, as I wanted to get more of the sunset color and wasn't really happy with the cool color in the foreground. I decided to glaze the painting with a mixture of linseed oil, Indian yellow, and a little burnt sienna, and using a brush, soft bristle brush, get that glaze all over the painting, and then rubbing off the glaze in some areas more than the other, but it leaves a nice wet surface to work in, and also the glaze has given the existing colors a much richer feel. Then I can paint over into that glaze, and you can see how immediately the trees are taking on the deep, rich red and orange colors that I wanted to emphasize the sunset and give it a lot more power. And then working into the middle ground, into the foreground, bringing in some of the reddish greens and also some bluish greens, using some cerulean blue to cool the greens down a bit. Keeping an eye on things like aerial perspective so that there is some distance going up the water course here into the distant trees, and those distant trees are desaturated and pushed back nicely. There's a sense of depth in the painting as well, which is something I wanted. There's a nice contrast between light and dark, and I think the idea of a sunset has come through nicely in the end. This painting took several layers to complete and a couple of weeks for drying time in between. Overall though, I think it worked out, and I'm happy with the end result, and for a large painting I think it worked out okay. Okay, as you can see, large format painting, like I said, is quite a challenge, and this one really did push my patience at some times as well. The thing is, you have to take your time with it, and it can take weeks, especially since you have to let it dry before you can do a next stage, and especially the glazing must be done on a dry surface. Now, I mentioned something right in the beginning about another big reveal, a special part of this painting which really makes it a fantastic occasion. Another fine product made by Winston's Canvases. So let's get that thing unwrapped and find out what it is. And if you can guess already, a fantastic gilded frame, handmade by Winston's Canvases. And what a fantastic frame it is, and makes such an amazing contribution to the painting, and the overall effect is stunning. Thanks very much to Winston's Canvases for what they've done to produce such an outstanding frame for this painting. Remember to hit the subscribe button as well to get more videos like this and be notified of my next video uploads.
It is raining, but all I can see is the sun.